We're ready for the off. Sun shining. Pitch looks good.
And a particularly emotional moment for the man in the technical area to our right. That's F.A Rossler. 176 appearances for Manchester City. Beloved by Manchester City fans. And here he is, hoping to conjure up victory for Wigan.
One thing I saw coming in, Alan, a light blue shirt, supporters coming in, and Rosler written on the back.
Fantastic.
The away team manager. I thought it was really nice touch, that.
Well, his son Colin is at the academy here.
Very good.
And his side immediately have a free kick inside the Manchester City half. And look at this, Wigan have moved everybody forward. Only Scott Carson remains in the Wigan half of the field. The free kick is played short and goes away to the far side towards Gomez, and then it's played back into the Wigan half. Wigan all in black today. Manchester City in their sky blue shirts, white shorts and white socks, and it's back to the red jersey Scott Carson. He put his defender under a little bit of pressure, and the defender made a mistake, but now it's made good, and it's with Craney. And Craney picked it towards the halfway line. That was a good pass. Taken up by Gomez and onto the far side of the field. Wigan with players forward attacking the City penalty area, and then the move breaks on. It was a loose pass. Wigan win it back just to the right of the box. And can they get the ball in? Into the 6-yard box they can, as we're joined by listeners to the World Service of the BBC. Welcome to the Etihad Stadium. It's a beautiful afternoon. It actually feels spring for the first time in light years in England.
Well, Wigan have taken the initiative in this match. They've only played a couple of minutes. They've gone for it. They had all the players in Manchester City's half there. Ball was played out to the right-hand side. Got a rebound out from Manchester City defender, and Gomez has thumped the ball over the top. So they're just telling Manchester City, we've come for you here today.
Well, there's McManaman on the far side of the field. It caused so many problems for Manchester City in last year's FA Cup final. The ball is back though to Pantilimon, who continues to keep Hart out of the cup lineups. I'm sure Hart will play against Barcelona on Wednesday night in the Champions League last 16 second leg. City probably have far too much to do. 2-0 down from the first leg. Throw it to Wigan, near side of the field. McCann's going to take it just short of the halfway line. McCann looks for Fortuny, headed away by Richards. A rare start for him from Manchester City today at right fullback for the Premier League side. Now it's back to McCann again. McCann drifts it in the direction of Fortuny, who moved from an offside position, and the flag is up on the far side. The referee, by the way, is Anthony Taylor. Just a reminder, if you're just switching on to 5 Live Sports X through the World Service, the draw has already been made for the semi-finals of the FA Cup. It's Hull against Sheffield United, and the winners of this game, Manchester City or Wigan, against Arsenal. The game's being played on April 12th and 13th at Wembley Stadium. Here's Navas, back to Lescott, and Lescott to Dimichelis. Dimichelis to Richards, just short of the halfway line. Into Yaya Toure. Dimichelis again, and he stabs the ball back to Pantilimon. You're right, Jimmy Armfield, it's virtually full. I can't see any empty seats, and that's great.
It is.
And it's vital, isn't it, in the FA Cup? You've got a decent away support.
Yes, well, it's not far, really, for Wigan from here. And of course, the stage is yes, against Manchester United, Manchester City, at Wembley, and here we are now. I think they can do it again, these supporters.
They can't but dream.
I know, well, that's what the FA Cup's full of, isn't it? Dreams.
Boyce from the throw-in, back to his goalkeeper Carson, who of course can't lift the ball, so he clappers the clearance to the near side to Craney, back to McCann. They're playing a back three, Wigan. Rossler will have thought a great deal about this game. He'll put his own personal emotions aside. He was a City fan at the Cup final 2 years ago. He had tickets for the Wigan final as well. He couldn't make that one. Still bleeds sky blue. Throw to Wigan on the far side of the field. We played 4 minutes here at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 0. Earlier, Sheffield United beat Charlton by 2-0, and that was followed by Hull with a 3-0 victory against Sunderland. Sunderland, who lost to Manchester City, of course, in the Capital One Cup final last Sunday. Flags up for offside, this time against Negredo. I would have thought Pellegrini would want to start Negredo and Aguero together against Barcelona.
All of this, we're going to stretch out here. I think Navas is a threat, obviously. Craney's staying wide on this left-hand side. He's the left full-back. He hasn't got the pace that Navas has, but he's had the experience. He'll make Navas work for it. Straight, three defenders together virtually, central defenders together. Wigan, Craney wide on the left-hand side.
McCann chipping the ball forward towards Petruni. It's headed out of play by Dimichelis. He hurt his arm when he fell there. He's touching his left elbow at the moment. He'll be all right. Wigan take the throw in. And now it's back with McEachran to McCann. Onto Boyce on the far side of the field. And Ramos between McCann and Boyce in that back three for Wigan. Forward by MacArthur. Quickly picked by Gomez to the right side and Perch. Wigan have started quite rightly, but the ball breaks candy for Manchester City. Aguero sprints forward, onto Navas, into the penalty area. Now wide of the penalty area, to the right. Checks inside of the challenge, crosses left-footed, headed comfortably clear by Ramos, and it's out of play for a throw-in to Manchester City.
Wigan did well there. They forced him back onto his left foot. The cross really for Navas, it wasn't really far enough. That was the problem. The first man got it away.
Navas was a substitute in the Capital One Cup final and came on, scored the third Manchester City goal. Here he is now, Navas, playing a back pass all of 50 yards to Pantiliman. What do you think, Jimmy, about this business of changing your goalkeeper for cup ties?
Well, what he's doing, obviously, he's keeping them both in action. I think he's keeping them both guessing most of the time, but I think you will realise that, when the big matches come, it'll be hard. I think they're saving hard for the match in Barcelona.
Yeah, well, Pantiliman had played in every FA Cup tie in last season's run, but then was left out for the final through hard play, and Pantiliman was a little bit unhappy. But you pick your best team. Here's Lescott. No company, by the way, in the starting lineup for City today. When you look down their bench, Jimmy, Joe Hart, company, Kolarov, Rodwell, Milner, Silva, and Dzeko, and Arthur Yeomans, our producer, was telling it up. That little lot cost 105 million pounds. That is what City are now. They can feel the bench that cost over 100 million pounds. Manchester City 0, Wigan 0. We played 7 minutes here at the Etihad Stadium. The sun is being shielded from most of the stadium, but it just brings some lovely March warmth to England that we've so badly lacked after being lashed with rain for a couple of months.
When they played at Wembley, I thought they did a terrific job, Wigan, on Yaya Toure, because they felt he was very important. McEachran has stayed very close to him so far.
Pieces on the far side of the field have forced into a hurried cross. It must have taken a deflection. It did. It's going to be a corner to Manchester City.
Yeah, good run down the left-hand side. And this is where I think Wigan have got to be alert here. Manchester City do have some big players who are going to get in that box. People like Lescott, it's very important to get round them.
And Richards is very dangerous.
All the big lads are in there.
Nasri takes the corner from the City left, plays it in right foot. It's a poor corner. It wasn't well defended. It was initially a poor defensive header, but Richards handled the ball before he shot at goal, and spotted by the referee. It's a free kick.
Yes, it wasn't a very good corner, I didn't think, really.
Terrible.
They got the big lads in there into the 6-yard box. It really hardly got past the first near post. I think what they're doing, they're looking to try Wigan. I'm trying to see what they're doing. They're trying to keep 3 defenders at the back, more or less central all the time. Craney's staying wide. He's a left full-back. That's how he played many games for Blackpool. I saw him play. He's had experience, of course, with Celtic and Leeds as well. He's out wide on this left-hand side. He's occupying Navas. I'm pretty sure that's what Rossler's got him to do. Yeah, it's exactly the same on the other side with Perch.
Perch on Nasri. Well, they're playing virtual wing-backs at Wigan. And they've started reasonably well. Manchester City, who beat Wigan by 5-0 in the League Cup here back in September. That was the initial fight of revenge. I'm sure City want to further erase the memories of what happened at Wembley in May by beating Wigan here this afternoon. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra, the World Service on the BBC. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 0, and we played nearly 10 minutes at the Etihad Stadium. It's head upfield towards Negredo. He's beaten in the air by Boyce. The clearance runs to the halfway line, but Clichy picks it up on the far side. The left fullback into Nasri. At the moment Nasri's left side, Navas is right, and Aguero and Negredo are between them. It's played to Nasri. Onto Aguero. Lovely quick pass. Oh, Negredo just made his run a fraction too early and he's not offside.
Yeah, it's a neat move. That's better for Manchester City. the quick incisive passing we're used to, you know, one touch, playing it on. He just went a little bit early in Negredo.
Do you think, having won the Capital One Cup last Sunday, Jimmy, that sort of kicks Manchester City on in terms of this particular season?
Yes, I do. I do. You know, when you're winning things, you know, there's nothing better really for a footballer than having the confidence factor behind you. When you've won something as well, bit of silverware, you know, it just takes you on another step, I think.
Well, victory here against Wigan will take them back to Wembley yet again, and of course, they still have hopes of winning the Barclays Premier League title. But Wigan on the attack here, the cross flicked in towards Fortuny. Good ball back by Craney in the penalty area, but it was behind Fortuny, and Manchester City just escaped that little scare. Now, it's played awkwardly towards Aguero by Navas, and intercepted it was by Wigan. Back to goalkeeper Carson, and set upfield, but McManaman called offside again.
Yes, I tried to weigh up really what Russell's plans are going to be for Wigan. It is definitely 3 central defenders, 2 wing backs, a holding player, that's McGeechan really, just in front of the 3 central defenders. But when they get forward, midfield players and the wing backs, you know, do bomb on.
Richards into Garcia, onto Yaya Toure, and back to Dimichelis. That's a good ball by Dimichelis to the far side of the field. Squeezing the pass through to Clichy. Early cross in from Clichy wasn't as good as Dimichelis' pass, and it's cleared by Wigan up to the halfway line. Lescott, whose future at City is, let's say, uncertain. Clubs in the continent, particularly in Turkey, looking at the England central defender, but we don't think he'll stay beyond May at Manchester City. Now, Ramos runs forward. Good run, sorry, it's McCann. McCann on towards Fortuny, but ahead of Fortuny. It's inside the City penalty area. Dealt with well by Richards, playing it back to Tillman, and his clearance neatly headed down by Negredo to Navas. Navas in to Garcia. Garcia, midway inside his own half. On to Nasri in the centre circle, who's being marked by Perch. Nasri squeezes the pass through to Negredo. Back to Nasri. Negredo once more. Negredo's had a shoulder problem. That doesn't explain the ill-directed pass that he just delivered. And McManaman, to run through a couple of City challenges, is finally tackled, and the ball is with Manchester City once more, and it's with Clichy on the far side of the field. 12.5 minutes gone 0-0 here at the Etihad.
Sorry, a bit ambitious, I thought. McManaman there trying to get through that space. Manchester City have now got the ball.
Here's Aguero just outside the Wigan penalty area to Clichy. Clichy pulls it back towards Negredo. Don't think he was expecting that. Negredo half cleared by Wigan. Nasri collects. Again, it's only a couple of yards outside the Wigan penalty area. Plays it back to Yaya Toure. And Yaya Toure on to Clichy in the far side of the field. Level on the edge of the penalty area. Yaya Toure once more. Aguero, Yaya Toure. A little bit over elaborate by City. And it's dumped away, the clearance by Wigan. Now here's McEachran onto McCann. Craney into McEachran once more, and McEachran finds Gomez. That's good football by Wigan. Wigan, who are just outside the playoff position in the Championship. That's only a goal difference, but they've got a couple of games in hand, and their run of form of play is really encouraging. They want to have an opportunity of getting back into the Premier League. Good long ball played down the left side. Craney meets it on the volley. Hooks it back towards Fortuny. Lescott, good, careful defensive header back to his goalkeeper, Tillman.
Yeah, so on the attack, Wigan, they are a little bit in stretch, you know, because the 3 central defenders are not moving forward very much, and with the holding player just in front of them, so they've really got to get the passes, you know, on the button. Really.
That pass from Nasri should have been caught out. Instead it reached Navas. Navas to the right of the Wigan penalty area. Aguero and Negredo wait for the cross. Navas hasn't delivered. He's not going to deliver, not initially, because he's only won a corner. The inside of the field with Samir Nasri will come across the tape. Nasri, I thought, had a particularly good game in the cup final last Sunday.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did play very well. Well, it was good play, I thought, by Wigan. The getting of the defenders in there. And it's going to be another corner to Manchester City.
Nasri to take it from the right. Lescott standing almost in the penalty spot. Not a good corner again. Nasri's previous corner from the left side was poor, and this one from the right wasn't good either.
You know, you've got to just get it past that first defender around the 6-yard box. It's almost a dying art at times. I can't understand how players can't do that. It's not a difficult skill.
Particularly for someone who's technically adept. Samir Nasri, who takes the throw to Navas. Plays it to Navas again. Navas can't find Nasri with the second pass, and it's cleared by Wigan down the left side. McManaman chases after. He's quite quick. Lescott gets across though, and Lescott plays it carefully back to Pantilimon. Immediately put under pressure by Fortuné. Pantilimon, what's he doing? He's looking. Fortunate. He finds Clichy. Still inside the penalty area. That looked like a foul. Not given by the referee. City don't mind so much because they clear it towards Aguero. Aguero survives the challenge. Slips the ball to the left side to Clichy. And on down the far side of the field. And Nasri's available now. Aguero once more looking for Negredo. Firm pass. Negredo controls it well. Just outside the penalty area. Can't get his pass right. Wigan intercept. And it's a dangerous header back. Negredo's in there. The foot was high on the defender Ramos as he cleared. Referee looked on that kindly. And it's with Fortuné. Just short of the halfway line for Wigan.
It's a bit careless that Wigan. It was a poor header really from Perch back into the box. You know, you never put the ball back into your own box, you know, with a header like that, with somebody like Negredo about. He's lucky they got away with that, Wigan there.
Encouraging start though for Wigan. Manchester City 0, Wigan 0 after 16 minutes. You're listening to 5 Live Sports Extra, the World Service on the BBC. Here's Ramos. On now to MacArthur, and MacArthur trying to flick that pass through to Fortuné. It was intercepted well though by Lescott for Manchester City. Now Aguero to the giant Yaya Toure on the halfway line. He was chipped there by Gomez, and it's a free kick.
Yes, I haven't seen much of Yaya Toure so far. I'm pretty sure Bibi Rossman has said to his players, you know, you can't let him just wander about. If you do, you know, he'll punish you.
I thought he was quite quiet at Wembley last Sunday for long stretches of the game. Did you feel like the goal that he scored, did he mean it, or was he crossing it?
No, he meant it. He meant that. I don't think there was any doubt whatsoever on it. I think he can do that. I think he's one of those players who's capable of anything.
Here he is again, Toure. It's a good ball, swung to the left side towards Clichy. A lot of space down the Manchester City left, midway inside the Wigan half, into Aguero. Aguero, 30 yards from goal, faced by 2 challengers, lost the ball for the second one, but it squirted back to Garcia. Now it's taken up by Nasri. Nasri back to Yaya Toure. Nasri again. Navas generally sticking hard to this right flank. Here's side of the field in the first half. It's with Nasri. Yaya Toure again. City patient. Back to Garcia. Clichy on the far side of the field again has a little bit of room. He's picked out by Garcia. He was in retreat though, Clichy. Fed the ball into Yaya Toure, and it's Garcia. It's a long time since the Wigan player touched the ball.
So I'm just counting. I think they've had 12 passes.
Yaya Toure chipped the ball forward. The flag's up for offside. And it was Aguero. Oh, no, sorry, it was Clichy who'd come forward.
Yeah. Well, I think what they did,
yeah,
what they did there, they had about 12 passes, Manchester City, and they didn't make any progress. So Wigan had at least 4 defenders between them and the goal. Lots of the passes were going sideways, backwards, forward, sideways.
Interestingly today, I'm accustomed to seeing Pellegrini in a suit, but he's wearing a less than dapper tracksuit today. Let's say it's like something he found in the back of a cupboard when he couldn't find a suit. He just threw it on, thinking that'll be all right.
Come by post from Santiago or something like that.
The other thing is, I've forgotten. You know, Vivian Rosser was quite an imposing figure as a striker. Tall and strong. Here's Fortuné, who's also tall and strong. Plays the ball to the right side. Now, Perch crosses in straight onto the left foot of Lescott, who hooks the volley clearance towards the halfway line. Negredo heads it down. Negredo was surely fouled there. Nope, he wasn't. Not according to Ashley Taylor, who had a good look at the referee. 19 minutes played. Still City 0, Wigan 0. The Heckran.
Russell just turned round then. When Perch was on that right-hand side there, he wanted a good cross and he didn't. And I watched Uwe Russell turn around, walk back to the bench, you know, turned his back on the play almost, shaking his head.
Dimichelis to Pantilimon. I don't think either goalkeeper has had a save to make yet. On to Lescott. Reminding you of the scores earlier today in the FA Cup. Sheffield United were first off the mark. They beat Charlton by 2 goals to 0. A couple of goals within 90 seconds of the second half. And then half-time it was Hull 0, Sunderland 0. Hull scored 3 times in the second half. And that's why Hull will meet Sheffield United in the semi-final of the FA Cup. The other tie will be the winners of this game, Manchester City or Wigan, against Arsenal. And most neutrals, with due respect to Hull and Sheffield United, were hoping that Arsenal and Manchester City would be kept apart. They're not. Here's Garcia for City. Back to De Michelis. De Michelis looking further upfield. Aguero poised to make a run, but it's still with De Michelis, having taken the pass back from Richards. Yaya Toure to Garcia. Negredo's down the left at the moment. It's Aguero through the middle. Yaya Toure flicks the ball forward to him, accurately so. Good control by Aguero. Lots of defenders around him. Boyce is one of them. Boyce was stronger than Aguero, and he clears it upfield, but too far ahead of McManaman. And City are back in possession with Clichy, their left fullback.
Good play by Boyce for Wigan there. Aguero's a hard player to knock off the ball, but he did. He kept his balance as well. Got the ball just a little bit too far in advance of McManaman to get after. So City have got the ball again.
Yeah, and they're going to throw in on the near side of the field, off McCann.
City've got most of the passing game. No real clear-cut opening though so far.
Yaya Toure's pass back to De Michelis was awful, and De Michelis is struggling to keep it in play. He does just about, prevents the throw-in, and Pellegrini has a word with Micah Richards on the halfway line with the balls that were near. Yaya Toure flicks it away towards the far side of the field, towards Clichy. Clichy runs into the Wigan half. He's got Nasri to his left, and he finds the Frenchman, and then Nasri cuts in field. Perch went with him. Clearly, Craney and Perch designated to mark the City-wide players Nasri and Navas. Yaya Toure from Manchester City. Back to Garcia. On to Aguero. Garcia, Aguero. Garcia again. Nasri. Triangular passing movement, but they're not making much forward progress, Manchester City, at the moment. They're still 40 yards from Scott Carson's goal. Now Negredo to Yaya Toure. This is better. On to Navas into the penalty. Low cross in, almost an own goal. Goodness gracious. I think that was Ramos.
He was on, yeah.
Ramos almost turned the ball into his own net. He hit Carson, and lucky enough for Wigan, just then the ball stood still, and Carson was able to grab it.
It was a really good move that. Yaya Toure put Navas in on the right. He drove the ball into the box. Ramos got his foot to it. Carson did well to keep hold of it, right at the base of the post. That's as close as we've come to a goal here. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 0. Here's Richards. Perhaps wasn't expecting that pass from Garcia. Finds Navas. Back to Garcia once more inside the centre circle. I think when Garcia plays, it certainly allows Yaya Toure more freedom to get further forward. Yes, it does, but Wigan are doing a good job on him so far. They're keeping him back. There's one place he has come forward, and it really just almost had the own goal.
Richards to Navas. Richards on the overlap. Navas still has the ball low, trying to pull the cross back, and hits McCann and goes behind for another Manchester City corner.
It looks as though they're depending on the width. I'm pretty sure that's what Pellegrini's gone for here with Navas. We haven't seen too much down the left-hand side from City so far. It's been mainly Navas. But the end product has not appeared yet. We've played, 23 minutes.
Nasri's corner, short to Navas, back to Nasri. Nasri declined to get the cross in early. Finds Navas once more to Yaya Toure. The return ball not great, and is put out of play by Wigan for a throw. Wigan the FA Cup holders, but this actually is only the third time in their entire history that they've been in the 6th round of the FA Cup.
It's amazing. I was reading they were trying to retain the FA Cup. There's not many what you call surprise winners in my time who've actually gone on, to actually win or do things special in the cup. Very rare.
Here's Aguero inside the penalty. Aguero's spun well, gets past McCann, crosses, hits Ramos, and McCann on the volley hits the ball out of play for a throw.
Beautiful turn by Aguero. Wigan did well to scramble that away. There's a little bit of pressure now going on Wigan's goal. 24 minutes gone. Still, Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 0. Navas with a throw-in for City. Back to Richards. Richards, one of many English players rumoured to be unhappy with the situation here at Manchester City. And I think Joe Hart was the only Englishman in the
Capital One Cup final 11. Oh, that's a good ball in towards Negredo. Negredo perhaps took a fraction too early, and as a result didn't make any head contact with the ball.
Yes, it's Nasri. Nasri starting to just drop a little bit deep now. He's come to pick up the ball, and he's trying to run at these three central defenders that Uwe Roth has, got playing for Wigan. That's a bad goal kick, that.
I think, Jimmy, about this business of, the English contingent at Manchester City.
Yeah.
Pellegrini's just got to pick his bet what he perceives to be his best team.
Of course he has. But his job's hanging on it, really, when you've spent the kind of money, that Manchester City have, the owners have a bit of a right to be expectant, there's a bit of silverware coming. And if some of the English players aren't in, well, that's up to them. It's their careers they have to think about. When you think about Jack Rodwell, who was one of our real prospects, has he played once this year, is it?
He's on the bench today, Rodwell. That's a good turn by Fortuny into the penalty. Oh, challenge. It's a penalty. Challenged by Dimichelis. And it was awkward, it was clumsy. He's always looked out of place in the Manchester City back four, but Fortuny's spinning turn certainly fooled the defender. Dimichelis was rash, and Anthony Taylor was quite right to award the penalty to Wigan.
It was a lovely turn. He was just inside the penalty area, almost on the goal line, Fortuna, and he had his back to goal, and he sort of played the ball between his legs. It was a beautiful turn. It caught him, he was caught out, to be honest, and it was a bit of a clumsy challenge from that point on, but the referee was in a good position. He'd be about no more than 10 paces away from the incident. He pointed to the spot right away, so Wigan, here's a real opportunity for them. We've played, 26 minutes?
Jordi Gomez will take this penalty kick for Wigan Athletic. What a story it was last May, when they won the FA Cup final with a late goal. Here they can go in front. Gomez left-footed into the net. Can you believe it? Delirium amongst the Wigan fans away to our right. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 1.
Well, like a lot of Wigan's play, the composure from the penalty said it all. Manchester City fans are shocked. What do we say about lightning striking twice? It does sometimes. But anyway, it was total composure. He just went up to it, and the goalkeeper moved to his right, but the Lima moved to his right, the ball went to his left. Wigan, look at the experience of Wigan. Taking the time, all walking back, there's no hurry. Put a little bit of pressure on Manchester City now, just at the time when Manchester City were going well, but it was a lovely turn, and Dimichelis, frankly, was caught.
Dave Williams, the Wigan owner, last May he thought that's probably the greatest football day of his life. Not being a player anymore. Here, something special can happen again for Wigan Athletic. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 1.
It's made like Fortuna as well, Headline writers have already got it written.
Yaya Toure take a free kick for City, who are stunned by what's happened. But it was clumsy from this man, Dimichelis. Pellegrini, the City coach, seems to be the only one who has great faith in that defender.
What he did, the error he made was, he should have made him work for it. He didn't make him work and let him turn him on the goal line.
Richards to Navas. Navas tries to cross. It hits McCann. It rebounds. It's out of play. It's going to be a throw in to Manchester City, level with the edge of the City penalty area. Thrown to Richards. Back to Navas. Into Aguero. Aguero then runs into a couple of defenders. Yaya Toure heads it forward, and Boyce smashes the clearance up into the centre circle. Good control by Lescott. He turns and plays it back to Tillman.
Yes, and suddenly, we're going to got a little bit of a spring in the step as well. Now they've got to watch, keep the composure at the back, as they have done so far. You've got to believe really that people like Nasri and Aguero and Yaya Toure, they're going to find a route somewhere. So they've got to try, just keep this composure they've used so far in the first half hour.
And particularly listeners on World Service, they may not know what a Poznan is, but it's a celebration by Manchester City fans where they actually link on and turn their backs on the pitch to jump up and down. Well, the Wigan fans were doing their own version of the Poznan in response there. Of course, Sunderland took the lead in the Capital One Cup final, and City went on to win 3-1. Wigan on the attack here, the ball played in towards Fortuny again. Mostly a lone striker. He has got wide support.
That's a foul by Negredo.
And the Grado, yes, leaning back on the defender, ignored by Anthony Taylor, rightly so. Here's Crenny for Wigan, who lead Manchester City 1-0 here. We're almost a third the way through the game. Long way to go for Wigan to hold on though. It's back with Scott Carson, their goalkeeper. The Boyce on the far side of the field. He's being waved forward by MacArthur. Wigan mustn't sit deep. Boyce trying to find Fortuny. It went through the legs of Lescott, deliberately so, and it's back to Pantiliman.
You would think now that we've seen what Fortuny can do with his back to goal, the Wigan players, will be prepared to put the ball up to him.
That's a weak pass by Richards. Intercepted now by McCann. McCann finds Crane. And over the halfway line it goes to MacArthur. MacArthur. Oh goodness, Yaya Toure had a wild hack there. I'm really surprised the referee didn't give him a free kick. He must have seen that, Jimmy.
Yes, he did. But to be fair to MacArthur, he didn't go down, did he?
If he'd gone down, he'd trying to get the free kick.
Yeah.
But it was just that was a very bad challenge by Yaya Toure, showing his frustration. Wigan lead Manchester City by a goal to nil. Nasri on the far side of the field, just 10 yards inside the Wigan half. Back it goes to Garcia, and now Yaya Toure to Richards. Richards moving forward with purpose towards the Wigan penalty area, then passes short to his right to Navas. Nasri's come across to the right side. Now it's Garcia rather. Onto Clichy on the far side of the field. And it goes to Navas. That's a terrible pass from Clichy. Navas tried to control the ball with his head, didn't, and it's hit out of play by Wigan and actually came off Clichy. It's going to be a Wigan throw-in.
Yes, they get so far Manchester City, and then suddenly they have to check or back pass. What it is, at this moment in time, I've just said a moment ago, didn't I? Eventually, Yaya Toure, Nasri or Aguero, one of those players, he's going to find a route somewhere to provide an opening, and that's when they've got to make it count. Because so far, there's not much of what I would call the usual continuity in Manchester City's game, and I've got to give Wigan credit for that.
They're looking for Fortuny again. Dimichelis heads it away. I know I'm highly critical of Dimichelis. Lescott's out of favour, and to be fair, Nastasic is injured at the moment for Manchester City. Otherwise, presumably he'd be ahead of Dimichelis. Yaya Toure can't find Aguero. He's complaining to the referee.
Three central defenders. What I watched him when he was running towards them, then Alan, he's just to the left of centre, running at Wigan's back four. They close in. They don't give any avenues. They're making them play wide all the time. And of course, he's employed two wing backs. Making it difficult for Manchester City at the moment.
And they've got the lead, Wigan. That looked like a foul on Gomez, scorer of the penalty kick. Again, it wasn't given. Lescott plays it back to Pantiliman. City look rattled.
They've got to get their own composure now. They've got the players, they've got the experience. Just get the game settled down.
Negredo beaten in the air by Ramis. And it's swung by MacArthur to the left side to Craney. And look at Uwe Rosler directing Craney to play it back to McCann. He did as he was told, Craney. And that's Ramis on the Boyce on the far side of the field. This back three is working well at the moment. There was an interception there by Clichy. So that's a foul tackle.
That's real frustration, that. He's going to get a yellow card.
Garcia.
Nasri wasn't kicking the ball away.
Oh, no, it's Nasri for kicking the ball away.
Yeah.
Not for the free kick.
That's interesting, Alan. You're right. Garcia committed the foul. And then what it was, the referee gave it, and Nasri didn't like it, and he thumped it right to the other end of the ground. That shows total frustration, really. He's got to get it ticking off as well. He deserved it.
And the thing is that Wigan won't mind if Manchester City kick the ball out of the ground.
Yeah.
And Nazi's still giving stick to the referee. Oh, we've seen Yaya Toure's descent. They're good enough, City, surely, to get a grip on this game. They're trailing at the moment, and the ball's at training. Deep inside the Manchester City half. He plays it back and it's gone out of play. That was careless. And then it's going to be a throw into Manchester City.
Yes, I thought he might have held the ball there. He went to the corner flag and he tried to play it back towards his own defence. He was trying to getting the ball cut off in the middle, so he played it out the touchline, just didn't quite make it.
The throw-in goes by Richards to Pantiliman. Pantiliman didn't want to play to him in that way. The clearance wasn't great. He's forcing it to fall to Manchester City. Nasri to Clichy. On to Nasri on the far side of the field, over the halfway line now. And Clichy sprinted forward in support. The pass goes to the fullback. Now Garcia to Aguero. Yaya Toure. On to Clichy again on the far side of the field. Apart from the incident where there was almost a low goal by Ramos, City haven't threatened. Aguero shoots from 35 yards and hits a defender. He finds to Garcia.
Sorry, Alan. Well, body power of Aguero there. Not very tall, but his body power is really strong.
And look, Yaya Toure is moaning incessantly at Anthony Taylor.
They are frustrated at the moment. Totally frustrated. It means that they've had a lot of possession. But how many real shots have tested Charlton so far?
Not at all. And they think this is difficult City. When did they go to the Nou Camp on Wednesday night? 10 minutes to half time. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 1. A penalty by Jordi Gomez. Free kick to City. Over 40 yards from goal. Yaya Toure to take it. Richards and Lescott are up there. It was taken short to Nasri. And Nasri now, approaching the penalty area, finds Lescott. What was the point of putting the guys forward if you're not going to deliver the free kick into the penalty area?
They've all got the lines crossed, haven't they?
Here's Nasri again on the far side of the field. Jinks past Boyce into the penalty area. Still going, Nasri. Takes the ball with him. Now he pulls the cross back, but it's behind the goal, and it's a goal kick. Oh, and the Wigan fans were giving stick there to Samir Nasri. What did you like that one, sir?
Did you see what he did? He stamped his hand up right in front of the Wigan fans, up to the ground. Oh dear. There, dear, the Wigan fans will love that. It's actually an interesting cup time, isn't it?
It is, sir.
The interest factor.
I've got to say, Jimmy, I came here today thinking, well, money's got to be in 4 or 5 goals from Manchester City. Got that one wrong. There might still be 4 or 5 goals from Manchester City, but at the moment they're trailing Wigan by a goal to 0. That's a good ball forward to Gomez. The score of the penalty. Harshly challenged by Garcia, but Wigan take the ball away anyway. And that's good play by McManaman. Richards was in there like he was a heavyweight boxer. And there's another foul challenge. And they've lost it here, Manchester City. They're losing it. And now a little skirmish further upfield. McManaman and Garcia. McManaman claiming that Garcia had elbowed him. I didn't see that. But what is playing now is that Anthony Taylor has got to get a grip on particularly the behaviour of the Manchester City players.
Well, certainly McManaman was pulled. The first foul there was Manchester City pulled McManaman down when he was going out through on the left-hand side. 2 or 3 of them challenging together. Down he went, and from that point there was always a bit of a skirmish going on. It started initially when Richards was brought down. Anyway, in the end, the referee's sorting them out now.
Well, there are claims that an elbow was used. I said you didn't see an elbow being used. That doesn't mean that there wasn't one. 7 minutes to go to half-time. Interesting scoreline here on 5 Live Sports X from the World Service from the BBC. Manchester City 0, Wigan, the cup holders, now in the Championship, 1. Perch on the far side of the field. Helps it on to Fortuna, who is brought down for the penalty kick. And he's won a throw-in on the far side off Lescott.
Well, what he does is back to the goal again there, Fortuna. He did well just to push the ball away.
And there's a free kick for a foul by Yaya Toure. He's moaning about it. He's going to talk himself into a yellow card very soon.
He's going to have to watch himself. He is.
It's not actually a free kick. It's only a throw-in. But he was moaning about that as well. Throw-in taken by Wigan. Wasted by Wigan. Yaya Toure onto Negredo. Negredo on the halfway line. Ball squirts away to the far side towards Nasri. Out off perch for another throw into City. They gained about 10 yards. The throw goes back to Clichy. 6 minutes to go to half-time. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 1. Now it's with Richards. Which is saying, look, where are my colleagues further forward? You can like the options. So he played it back into his own half to Demichelis. And Demichelis, who was certainly errant at the time of the penalty. It was his clumsy challenge opportunity that led to Anthony Taylor giving the spot kick. Now there's a free kick for a foul by Boyce. And the referee's just having a quiet word with Boyce. I don't think he's going to book him. Or maybe he will. No, he's just taking him off.
Yeah. I mean, see, he came in from behind. I think Manchester City players at Negredo is down there. They're trying to start the foul. But anyway, I don't think he's very happy with it. He sent it back. I think the referee's right on that occasion. We don't have to keep booking people all the time.
No, we don't want to see that. We've only had the one yellow card, and that was for dissent. That was Nasri for kicking the ball away. Now Nasri's going to take this free kick from Manchester City. Lescott's off to the back, and it's tapped short to Yaya Toure. Back to Nasri. Lescott still wants to cross into the penalty area. Is it coming? Not yet. It's not. Nasri about 35 yards out. Running into trouble. Oh, he's been fouled though. And it's a free kick.
Yes, it's foul all right on the edge of the box. I think it was MacArthur who just got a foot into Nasri there. It wasn't going anywhere because it was a Wigan player who won the next ball, but it's going to be a free kick to Manchester City. I think they've over-elaborated a little bit, you know, and I think what happens is Wigan have been able to get players behind the ball, and getting through all those players has not been easy.
Inside the final 5 minutes of the first half here on 5 Live Sports X from the World Service on the BBC. Wigan, against the odds again, lead Manchester City by a goal to nil. City have a free kick, 35 yards out, given the angle. Nasri taps it to Navas, back to Nasri, and Nasri's intended pass didn't work out. Wigan managed to head the ball away, then it's knocked back into the penalty area. Good defensive header from Boyce. Both still not properly clear though by Wigan. Now it will be. It's smashed up over the halfway line, but Truly chases after it. And what a good first half Wigan have had.
They have had a good first half defensively, particularly. That was very good clearance, but it's the way they've been set up, I think, by Rosler. He's done his job. Look at them now. There's 5 in a line at the back, 3 in front of them already.
I think when he having finished his playing career, he decided to gamble. He decided to come back and look for a coaching job in England. And for 6 months he didn't get anywhere, Jimmy.
That's right.
And then he got a job at Brentford, and now here he is at Wigan.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Players down injured at the moment, and Craney put the ball out. Richards is one of them. It's McCann, I think, who's the Wigan player who's injured. Anyway, the ball's out of play, and McCann will certainly need treatment.
Yes, he will. I think it's true. I think Rosler, what he did, when he went to Brentford, he turned Brentford round, really.
Yes, he did.
And, you know, they've continued on, you know, after he's gone. But I think this has been a great move for him, to Wigan. And, you know, I think he'll get the show here as well. He'll get the publicity. And Wigan, they're one of these teams, really, you know, after winning the Cup last year, suddenly springing back to life. And I think they actually believe that they're going to get back in the Premiership this year.
They're on a really good run, and he's clearly a very good manager. It seems that he agreed to take the job before they actually talked money.
Yeah.
And Dave Whelan said, "No, don't be greedy."
That's true.
Because he wasn't.
That's right. Well, he's always kept his house in this area as well, of course. And the thing about it is, it was a good move for him from that point of view. But I think the other thing which is important is, you know, Wigan have got some good players, particularly for Championship level. When you look at them, you know, I've seen quite a few Championship matches this season. And looking at them here, playing against Manchester City today, I can see why they've had this little bit of an upsurge, you know, since the turn of the year.
Well, McCann has come off. I think he's hurting a bit, but he'll go back on. The initial throw-in was taken by Manchester City, then put out a play again, so Wigan have to take a throw-in themselves deep inside their own half. McCann's still not back on the pitch. Craney is dropped back into a more familiar defensive role. Takes the throw-in. It's hit over the halfway line by Wigan. Knocked back towards Negredo. Ramis heads it away, and that's smashed up by McEachran. And you know, Richards is still hobbling.
Yes, he is. It was about. I thought for a minute one of them was going to get hurt the way it was gone in, because they're two big lads. And you know, but Richards, he's got a bit of a hobble on as well. Well, that's a foul throw as well, by the way.
Yes, it was, which wasn't spotted by the assistant, which is awful. Inside the final minute of the first half, but we've had a number of stoppages, so you can expect at least 2 or 3 minutes of added time. Wigan lead Manchester City by a goal to nil. Boyce beat Aguero in the air. Yaya Toure heads the ball forward, one bouncing it through to Scott Carson.
The Grados had very little, you know, against these defenders. They swap it over at the back. And they've looked good, I think. Ramis, Boyce particularly. The way they've switched round, been very good. And the Grados had very little touch of the ball at all. I wonder whether Dzeko might appear.
Well, Dzeko started the game at Wembley last Sunday, and Negredo's coming back after a shoulder problem. But he needs game time, Negredo. I think Negredo's a better player than Dzeko.
What he'll have to do as well is, I think he's got to just start thinking about Milner.
Right, 2 minutes of added time, and City have conceded a late corner here to Wigan. And now Wigan can get some tall players forward. People like Boyce and Ramis.
Well, they'll be in there now. The important thing, of course, is to get the corner in the right place. Gomez is going to take it with his left foot. Same swinger.
Yep, Gomez, who successfully converted the penalty kick. Now 3 tall guys making the run from the edge of the penalty area for Wigan. Fortunity's on the goal line, played in, skims off the head of a City player. I think it was Clichy is behind for another Wigan corner.
Yeah, it was. Another corner for Wigan. No rush for that. Might give Gomez another go. No, he's going to come right round and take it on the other side.
Well, they won't mind that.
No,
they have a minute of added time after this corner's taken.
By the time he takes this, it'll be time to come out again after half time.
Well, who can blame them? A terrific situation. I don't think even the most optimistic of fans would have thought they'd be leading at half time here at the Etihad, but that's the way it's going. Gomez left-footed, great corner and played away by Negredo as Boyce threatened to meet the corner. What a ferociously whipped corner that was by Gomez.
Yeah, he's got a good left foot, as you say. Swung it in. It was always calling away from the defenders.
Craney with a throw in. The Fortuny inside the penalty here. Lescott's got his arms
on again.
He's had another corner.
You're right. When he gets concerned when Fortuna has got his back to goal since they got the penalty, they're all concerned when he's, instead of just standing still. Defenders stand still. They can't go around you on the goal line.
Hull will play Sheffield United in the semi-final. Arsenal await the winners of this one. You'd think it'd be Manchester City, but at the moment it's Wigan. Last action of the first half. Gomez corner. Headed away well, and there's the half-time whistle by Anthony Taylor. Problems for Pellegrini and for Manchester City.
Yes, they've got to think this one out a little bit because Wigan have sucked them in really at the back. 3 central defenders and 2 wing backs, and it's given Manchester City a problem. And I must be fair that the Wigan midfielders, McArthur, McCann, they've been really good in front. They've worked hard, and of course there's always a chance of something happening when you've got people like McManaman, Gomez and Fortune up front. I think the other thing which has been important is I think Manchester City, I think they're a little bit casual with their play. It needs to be a little bit sharper. They want sharpening up. Too many balls went sideways early on, and I thought that played into Wigan's hands.
That's the way they were at Wembley last Sunday.
Yeah, it was exactly the same. You were right, you said that. And but it's true, I agree with you.
We know they've got players that are capable of turning this around, but at the moment it's to the advantage of Wigan. Now, for listeners on 5 Live Sports Extra, we'll be joining 5 Live for half-time. Second half commentary to come from the Etihad, where it's Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 1. Unless they get their act together very quickly, City, they'll be making a couple of changes. They stuck with the same 11 at the start of the second half as they had at the start of the first. The goalkeeper is Pat Tillman. The defence is Richards, Lescott, Dimichelis. He was at fault for the concession of the penalty. And Clichy, then Yaya Toure and Garcia, then Navas, Nasri, Aguero and Negredo. And City fans have cause to be worried.
Well, they have, because I thought Wigan looked very composed. They started off in an attacking style. They just put City on the back foot. City put a lot of pressure on in the second part of the first half. But of course, they played the penalty, lovely turn by Fortuna, which got them a penalty. But Dimichelis, I thought, was rather casual in his approach to it. Anyway, Wigan is giving them confidence,
and they're on the attack at the moment. Fortuny crosses the ball into the City penalty area. There weren't too many Wigan players in the vicinity. It's headed away by Lescott. One back by Wigan. Ball played in low. Here's a chance for Perch. And it's 2-0. Remarkably in the first minute of the second half. Perch is up from a right wing back position, and he has put Wigan 2-0 in front. And you cannot believe the celebrations that are happening right yards away from the guard. The Wigan fans cannot believe it. Manchester City 0, Wigan 2.
Well, I'm just looking at Uwe Russell, the Wigan manager. He's just looking across there, somebody told him the bus is coming, but Rip must be through. Anyway,
We will rejoin Alan Green in just a second, and Jimmy Armfield will just re-establish our line here at the Etihad Stadium. You should be joining him in just a second. Remarkable scenes here. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 2. James Perch with the second goal for Wigan. Here's Alan Green.
You're not getting a commentary fee for that. You couldn't do that. Well, I'm astounded. 1-0 at half-time, and now it's 2-0. City are in deep trouble here. And Yaya Toure just enjoyed a yellow card, and he was mouthing off at the referee for much of the first half, Yaya Toure. Yes, he was. Well, the goal really, it has absolutely stunned the crowd here. And the thing is, the ball came down the left-hand side, and when it came across the box, I did think they were labouring there at the back. I thought the goalkeeper too might have been a bit closer, but Perch was allowed to come in and really just tap the ball inside the 6-yard box. Wigan fans are at that end, they're absolutely thrilled to bits.
Well, Manchester City made 3 changes in their back 4 from the team that started the Capital One Cup final, and they haven't looked that good, Manchester City, and they've carried next to no threat at the other end as well. There was a possibility of an own goal by Ramos, but that's all. And then here's MacArthur from Wigan into Fortuna. He's offside anyway. His shot hits the post. But they went through the bad to worse for Manchester City. You know, they went through 3 Manchester City players there with one pass. And it was Fortuna had just gone offside. Oh, it couldn't have been much in that. 2-0 up Wigan, they just hit the post again. Rosler making an emotional return to Manchester City. 176 appearances for this club. He's loved by City supporters, but at the moment he's the architect of an unlikely Wigan scoreline.
Yes, I think
the way he set the team up, Jimmy.
Yeah, you're right. I was just going to say, Alan, that's what he's done. He's played with 3 central defenders, 2 wing backs, Perch on one side, Craney on the other. He's kept with those 3 central defenders, 2 midfield players just in front of them, and they stifle Manchester City, the key players in the central area of the field. And they've had the players like Fortuna and McManaman who are just prepared to have a goal, and they've just kept Manchester City on the toes. And so suddenly they feel as if they've got a real chance here.
Here's Yaya Toure. That's a glorious pass to Navas. Navas crosses in. Aguero couldn't jump high enough to get a header on goal. He headed wide instead, and it's cleared by Boyce up towards the halfway line. What a story here at the Etihad Stadium. 5 minutes left in the second half. Here on 5 Live, the World Service. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 2. Yaya Toure guilty of a free kick infringement. He's got to be very, very careful.
I thought he might have been booked in the first half. You were right, Alan. I agree with that. I thought he should have been booked. He lost his rag a little bit, to be honest. And he's now got a yellow card. He's got to be very careful. I think Pellegrini will be a little bit anxious about this. How long before we see Silver? I always think that. When they get in trouble, he's the key player for us.
He's got to make a triple substitution here, Pellegrini. No messing around. Silva, Milner and Dzeko are all coming on. That's a sort of Mourinho-like turn. Manchester City 0, Wigan Athletic 2. Watford, remember, were 2-0 up here in the 4th line. Manchester City recovered then. They're capable of it. We know they've got the players.
Oh yeah.
They're buoyed by a trophy already this season. The Capital One Cup final victory over Sunderland last Sunday. I've never seen Pellegrini make a triple change though.
No, I was trying to think actually when you said it. I thought to myself when he's done this, but I must be honest, Wigan have given them a problem that they've never quite solved. Russell has done well, he's set his team up well, and the midfield players haven't really had the guile to get through them, and I think it's crying out for Silver, but I think Silver is the key player for Manchester City anyway.
Like Jimmy, it's the defence that's looked vulnerable.
What they do.
The way Fortuna has been playing, he's causing problems for Dimichelis and for Lescott. The ball is with Garcia. Back to Lescott. Lescott to Nasri. To Lescott once more. Nearly 7 minutes gone in the second half here on 5 Live. Now Clichy, the left fullback, slipped the ball along the left side towards Aguero. Remember, they're at Barcelona on Wednesday night. A game you'll hear on 5 Live here. That looks beyond retrieving. The 2-0 down to the Catalans. The 2-0 down to Wigan here. Richards onto the far side to Navas. Navas, edge of the penalty. Onto his left foot, shoots over the crossbar, wastefully wide.
Yes, it wasn't wasted. At the opening, Richards got up there. They had 1 or 2 players there, but Wigan had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 players back in the box. Manchester City had 3. You know, that's the way that they've been set up. It's going to be difficult. Manchester City are going to have to work it. Here comes the big change.
Well, Navas is being taken off. So too is the Grado. And what's the third change? The fourth official trying to get his numbers right. Still checking. Is it that difficult really to operate that board? Oh, Yaya Toure. And you know what that is, Jimmy?
Yes.
I think Pellegrini's concerned that Yaya Toure is losing it out there and could easily find himself sent off.
It can only be that when you're chasing, you know, a 2-0 deficit. Toure going off, you know, that tells its own story, really.
Pellegrini's going to have a word for his international midfield player. Yaya Toure looks pretty fed up, and he's heading straight to the tunnel, straight to the dressing room. He's not sitting down, Jimmy. No. Doesn't look good for Manchester City. 2-0 down at home to Wigan Athletic. We famously beat them in the cup final back in May. That winner scored by Ben Watson was right at the end of the game, Jimmy. The City didn't have an opportunity really to get back into it. They do have time here. 35 minutes of time. They're on the attack at the moment. The ball played in towards Aguero inside the penalty area. Boyce gets across, and Boyce is a strong figure. He belts it high into the crowd. Ramos has gone down. That presumably under a challenge from Dzeko, who's just come onto the pitch.
Yes, it took a bit of a knock there when the ball came across the box. But Wigan players have stood firm again. You mentioned there, Boyce, he's played well today.
Throw-in taken by City. Back it goes to Clichy. Clichy to Silva. Silva to Clichy once more. Garcia's plenty of room. The cross was into the penalty. Well dealt with by Wigan and smashed upfield by Gomez. Scorer of the penalty kick. What they mustn't do, of course, Jimmy, is to sit back.
That's right. Well, I think really one of the problems they've had is they're not getting enough width in the play. I think that was the idea of playing, you know, Navas. I think they thought, you know, that he would be able to, you know, make openings on that right-hand side. But the plan of the 3 central defenders, you can see them clearly now, and the 2 wing-backs, Graney on the left-hand side, Perch on the right. That's the problem that Rosler has given Pellegrini, and he's not been able to solve it, even with his good players.
Here's McCarter to Perch, score of the second goal. It hit a City player and refinds to Boyce, and Boyce plays it back to Scott Carson. Carson back after long-term injury, and he's hardly had anything to do.
You know, he's not had a real say to make. There was just that one bad anxious moment after.
Oh, that was dangerous from McKeck with the ball inside the penalty area, and it's forced wide, and then the ball played right across by Milner, across the face of goal. It was only inches from the goal line, but it didn't threaten the goal line, and it's gone behind for a corner, has it?
No, I think it's a goal kick. Well, I watched the linesman put his flag up, so I'm assuming that somebody might have been offside. It was hard to tell with all the players there, but the linesman put his flag up as soon as the ball, it was either that or the ball actually went out of play before it was crossed. It's hard to tell from where we are.
We're seeing a replay of the incident now, but you know, Milner did extremely well to get the ball back at all. I think it may have crossed the goal line before he pulled the cross back.
Yeah.
That's as close as Manchester City had come to scoring. City 0, Wigan 2. City have the ball with Dimichelis. Clumsy and a challenge of Fortuny that led to the penalty. And now Richards over the halfway line. Richards to Aguero. Aguero must see that he's got Clichy available down the left side of this near side. Plenty of room for the fullback. In now to Silva. 2 yards outside the Wigan penalty area. Aguero tackle. Loses the ball. McCarthy's challenge. And then it's hit forward to McManaman. Lescott got ahead of McManaman. Finds Clichy, who slings the cross in. Ramos with the header clear. Taken on the chest by McCarthy, then a left-footed clearance high towards Fortuny. Headed down by Milner. Only goes to Craney of Wigan. 11 minutes gone in the second half. Here on 5 Live in the World Service on the BBC. Manchester City, winners of the League Cup, trailing Wigan of the Championship here in the quarterfinals of the F.A Cup. And remember that the winners of this game will play Arsenal in the semi-final. Hull against Sheffield United is the other semi-final. McLean is going to come on for Wigan. And that would be interesting. I think both wing-backs have done well. Can he actually afford a wide attacking player?
That's just something else, obviously. What's been interesting here is Wigan have just put 10, 12 passes together.
Craney forward towards Fortuny. Lescott with a half clearance. Fortuny's going to meet the clearance though. Wins the ball for Wigan. Needs support. Finds it with Craney. Craney back to McEachran. McEachran on to Gomez. Scored the first goal. Overhead pass. Well ahead of Fortuny and behind for a goal kick.
McLean's going to come on now for Wigan.
3-4. Fourth official will tell us. Well, it's McManaman. Now, McManaman's just come back after injury, so perhaps Jimmy's given all he can do on his first appearance back.
Yes, I think he knew he was coming off a bit just before. Anyway, McLean, of course, he's had plenty of experience as well. Good left foot, strong player. Yes, he's got a bit of a hobble on that.
Yes, McManaman's hobbling. He was the outstanding player in the cup final last May. 13 minutes played in the second half here at the Etihad Stadium. And no sign of hope yet for Manchester City. But surely with players like Aguero and Silva and Nasri, surely they can conjure up something. Here's Silva. Silva on the halfway line to Garcia. Back to Lescott. And now Samir Nasri inside the centre circle. That's a good ball on the left side. Cleach has to be quick though to chase after it. He can't get there quickly enough. He's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's just slightly overhead. What's interesting now is that I think they're going to bank on Silva perhaps. He's going to have a free rein. He started on the left side. He's now over on the right hand side. He's the one who instigated that move there. He's the one now that they're looking to try and just conjure something up in this midfield. Try and get Nasri a bit of spark into him as well.
Remember, City are on course for an unprecedented domestic treble. It could end that hope today if Wigan hold on to this 2-0 lead. Here's McLean, just on a substitute. And is that a free kick really, or is it just a throw? It's full time at Rangers. Roddy Forsyth.
That's Rangers 1, Albion Rovers 1. Rangers being cheered from the pitch. Kieran Donnelly having put Albion Rovers ahead after 13 minutes. Bilal Morsney claiming the equaliser with 15 minutes remaining. Albion Rovers said he jumps into the goalkeeper. Either way, it's going to a replay. Ignominiously so for Rangers, 1 each.
And Tillman clears the ball upfield for Manchester City. Jacko rises, heads it on towards Aguero. Headed away for Wigan. Jacko wins it back. Finds Nasri. Riches is available on the far side of the field. First it goes to Silva. Silva in the centre of the Wigan half. Onto Aguero, 25 yards out. Rashly shoots straight at the defender and refinds kindly for Wigan to McLean, and McLean's going to run forward. Then he got a bit of a shove there by Garcia. Kept possession of the ball though. McLean from Gomez's pass. Fortuny says, give it to me, play it through. I'm only with Dimichelis and he's not really a defender, he thinks. I must admit, Jimmy, I thought it was a terrible challenge by Dimichelis.
Well, he should never have let Fortuny turn on the goal line like that. He should never let him do it. What he did, he should just stand still. He can't turn. He has to come back into the field. Anyway, the referee was right. He's given the penalty kick, and that's really what's given Wigan this bit of an incentive, really, to make them feel that they can, get a good result here.
The ball is with Pantilimon once more, and Pantilimon drives it in the direction of Perch, scorer of Wigan's second goal. Perch heads it down to MacArthur, back to Perch, and then it's sped towards Fortuny. Dimichelis is after. Fortuny gets there first, brings the ball under control, plays it back to McLean, who didn't anticipate quickly enough, and as a result the ball squirts out off the Republic of Ireland international, and it's a throw in to Manchester City.
So just a slight change really here for Wigan, losing McManaman. McLean, who's come in, is a left-footed player, and he's taking his place on the right-hand side. Sometimes that just changes the balance a little bit. We shall see.
29 minutes left for play. Wigan lead 2-0. It's with Perch over the halfway line, right side, to Gomez, and then tackling up to Garcia. It's a throw, and it's going to be a throw into Wigan.
I don't think he does enough, Garcia, in that midfield area. I think they could see a lot more from him, really.
Perch to Gomez to MacArthur. This is good football from Wigan. As soon as I say that, that's a pass that he didn't mean to hit MacArthur, and it's out of play for a throw into Manchester City.
I do think I do think they're a better team and they have somebody like Milner playing. You know, a bit more of a, you'll have to excuse the expression, a bit more of the bread and butter player. That's the kind of player I think that they've been short of so far today.
Well, you've now got an English right wing for Manchester City. Richards on to Milner. In to Garcia. And now Nasri inside the centre circle. To Silva. Silva, I'm sure Pellegrini thought he would need David Silva, that he'd hold him back to the Nou Camp on Wednesday night. That game you could hear at 5 Live, of course. And on Tuesday night, Albion Munich, Bayern Munich against Arsenal. Arsenal will play the winners of this game in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Great run forward by Richards. He kept the ball in play, still inside the penalty, not for long. Craney smashes the ball for the halfway line, over the halfway line, but into Manchester City's possession once more. I think Uwe Rosler would want this players to just move another 5-10 yards further forward.
Yes, they would. They've got to watch that they don't get too deep. You know, they're trying to, since Silva's got the ball, what he does, he holds the ball, so what he does, he pushes the defence back a little bit. They get a little bit more cautious, and that gives Manchester City more room in the earlier part of any move. That's the important thing now, that they're not going to just get stuck in their own penalty area, Wigan.
Nasri to Silva. Silva to the left side, that's a good ball to Clichy, just on the edge of the penalty area. His cross toward the far post, Dzeko, the header cross goal, hits the post! It really should have been turned in by Silva, but it rebounded off the post, but took ferocity. It was past the line pretty quickly.
Should have scored. It was a lovely, lovely move down the side of the field, down the left-hand side. It was a great chip. And Dzeko was coming in on the back post. I thought he should have stuck that in the back of the net. Anyway, it's one of those days at the moment, I'm afraid. Hit the post.
And the sun has disappeared from the Manchester sky at the moment. And Manchester City's FA Cup votes are disappearing by the second. There's still time for them. 2-0 down here to Wigan, who beat them in the final last May. The ball's at Milner on the far side of the field. Into Silva. Silva on his left foot, trying to turn onto his right foot. Milner's there again. The ball squirts off Milner's behind for a goal kick.
Yes, that's a bit better from Manchester City. It's good play, that was. Really good play by, I thought, by Manchester City. They exchanged players. And I think Dzeko might have done a little bit better. But Wigan just need to find a defender when it really matters. And they needed it then.
They're going to make another change here. Such was the concern of Pellegrini. Here's McLean trying to play the ball through the legs of Clichy, but it hit one of Clichy's legs. He rebounded on McLean inside for a throw-in. You hear the frustration. You can feel the frustration around the Etihad Stadium for the Manchester City fans.
Yep.
Dimichelis, 20 minutes gone, 25 to go. Silva to Dimichelis. Aguero. Richards to his right. Milner further down that right side. It's left for Silva. Silva squeezes the ball towards Milner. Richards has gone down. Milner crosses high towards Dzeko. Dzeko is in the run, and it's hit forward by Aguero straight at the goalkeeper.
Yes, anywhere else. Yes, it was good play by Milner. I think he's just given them a little bit of extra down the right-hand side. Kick came right over, and Dzeko did well to leave it. And Aguero just couldn't get the power on it. It's an easy save for Carson in the end. But it's a lot better that from Manchester City. Here comes the change for Wigan.
Right, and it's McEachran who's coming off. Espinosa coming on for Wigan Athletic.
It's an interesting one. He's done a great job for them today. Definitely has. He's worked very hard. That central midfield group have worked really hard. So Espinosa's got to go and do it.
That's out in the back for McEachran, for Uwe Rosler. You know, I know a number of City fans well. They usually come and have a chat with me before the game. I'm doing a game here at the Etihad Gym, and I didn't see anything for them to be worried about today. But one of them said to me, it's the Uwe Rosler factor that he was concerned about. Just the return of a beloved ex, and Rosler's winning this game tactically. Now, it's hit forward. Oh, that's something carried into the penalty area. Silva's there. Silva falls over. Feeds it back towards Richards. Jonathan Richards was there. City fans call for a penalty. They're not going to get it. And it's made by Wigan towards the far side of the field. How to play for a throw.
Yes, the fans who are field were on this side. The people in the best place to see it, that's the ones who are behind the Wigan goal. None of them are field.
Milner keeps the ball in. Crosses towards Dzeko. Knocked away by Perch initially. Still the pressure on there. It's with Clichy. Clichy's a bit across it, but it goes behind for a corner to Manchester City.
Yeah, so pushing Wigan back now, right into their own penalty area. It was a good run by Clichy down the left-hand side. It would have been a good cross. Just got a body there again, Wigan, when it really mattered. It's a good match, this good cup side.
Corner to be taken by Clichy. Jacko's up there, so too is Richards, so too is Lescott. Plenty of aerial threat for Manchester City. It's played deep. Jacko heads it down. Richards heads it down. Nasri shoots. Oh, what a goal from Sammy Nasri! Left foot shot. Pass to the sparing left hand of Scott Carson. And City are back in it midway through the second half. Manchester City 1, Wigan 2.
Terrific shot from Nasri. Wigan didn't quite clear the line, so got it out of the penalty area and it came straight to Nasri. He was in there, I would say, just at the edge of the tee, and he did it with his left foot, so I think he must have come through one or two players, because in the end, I don't think really the goalkeeper Carlson got a view of it. There was a City player who actually lifted his leg, when the ball came through. I think it was Lescott. Anyway, all that matters is, City are now really back in it.
Ball is back for Scott Carson. He didn't have much hope of getting to Samir Nasri's shot. City 1, Wigan 2. Perch heads the ball off. But City have it back. Garcia, De Silva, and now Milner. Richards running powerfully forward. Pass goes to Jacko instead. Also Aguero into the penalty here. Aguero checks. Takes it back. Richards shoots. Why?
Job. Really good for Manchester City. Suddenly, they've come to life. The goal, crowd has come to life, and they've got Wigan on the back foot now for the first time. Wigan are really under pressure. I thought Richards might have hit the target from there. He's only about, 15 yards out.
Really good cup side. Far better than we had any right to expect.
Really good.
Wigan lost here 5-0 in the League Cup in September. I thought they'd probably get smacked again, and they haven't been. And it's been terrific to see, and it augurs very well for their remaining games in the Championship. They look more than capable of getting up into the playoffs and threatening a place in the Premier League again. Aguero on forward but too early, right up for offside. Free kick to Wigan Athletic, who've just got to put the goal out of their minds for the moment and settle down.
That's right. Not easy. What they've got to do, though, is get back into that formation, get back into that routine they had all the first half. Now Manchester City have got the incentive after scoring a goal. One or two changes, though, haven't helped Wigan. Just slightly changed it. It might just change the formation a little bit. It has done. They missed back Manaman.
Here's Barnett, who's the first of their changes, onto another of them, Espinosa. His passing should have been picked up by Fortuny, wasn't. And now it's with Garcia for Manchester City. On to Richards. Richards has given up defending. He's just rampaging forward now down the right side. To Milner. Back to Nasri. Score of the first Manchester City goal. It's a bit anticipating, is it? Score of the second, I was going to say. The pass towards Aguero, a little ahead of the striker, and caught well by Scott Carson.
Yes, Silva's made a terrific difference. I think he always does to Manchester City. Lovely pass that was there. It was just slightly overhit. He must have travelled 30 yards.
Throw into City on the far side, taken by Richards. Into Garcia, who finds Silva, who's at the centre of everything that's good for Manchester City at the moment. It's past to Milner. Not a good ball back to Silva, and it's cleared by Wigan out of play. Throw into City on the halfway line. Goes to Garcia. How many minutes to go? 19 minutes to go here on 5 wide. Oh, that's a terrible pass. Here's Fortuny. Fortuny shoots out. What is he doing from 30 yards? Did he really think he was going to pick Van Tilleman like that?
Well, the claim was
two players in support.
Yes, he had. He had a shot there, and he must have been 35 yards. That really was careless. Pretty much thanking his praises, when he got the penalty, but that really was careless. Clean's really given him a mouthful there. That was an opportunity gone for Wigan.
Well, there you go. Just seeing a replay of the goals. A good header back by Richard to Nasri.
Yeah,
and Nasri's shot definitely went under the feet of a City player and beat Carson. City 1, Wigan 2. Van Tilleman clears the ball for Manchester City. Headed back by Wigan into the City half. And on to McLean. McLean running at Jimmy Jealous into the penalty area. Checks, he's got opportunity and support. Lays it back to Craney instead on the far side of the field. Craney now. Back heels the ball to McLean, he's offside. Free kick to Manchester City.
He's doing quite well, Craney, I think, in that wing back role. Plus his experienced player, just played a lovely back heel there. Nice and casual.
City with Milner on the far side, the right, and he plays it through, hoping to find Aguero, intercepted by MacArthur, onto Espinoza, to Gomez, score of the penalty kick, and MacArthur again in the centre circle, towards Fortuné. Dzeko was tracking back, and Dzeko intercepted and plays it into City's possession back to Tillman initially. Now it's with the dangerous Silva. Silva still inside his own half though, to Nasri, to the near side and the left full back Clichy, back to Lescott. Lescott now with the captain's armband on, now that Yaya Touré's gone off the field. Lescott up towards the centre circle, being directed by Milner where to play the ball. And he did so, to the left side in Clichy. 17 minutes left for play. Nasri now. A little sprint forward by Nasri. On to Silva. Edge of the penalty area. Silva tried to find Aguero. Rebounds up for the defender to Garcia. Now Clichy left side. The pressure mounting on Wigan Athletic. Into Silva. How can they keep Silva down? Wigan. Clichy again. Clichy cuts inside Gomez. Up to the edge of the penalty to Aguero. Aguero's going to get tackled. Oh goodness gracious! There was a smash clearance by Fortune. Hit Aguero. And Ray might have a sick ferocity. I thought it was going to go over the head of Scott Carson and into the net.
Yeah, from the angle we are, Alan, you're right. I thought he was going to do that as well. Just must have lacked a little bit of power, but there was enough to where he got in, yeah.
Worry every Wigan fan in the ground. Right, Nasri. On to Aguero. Aguero's going to the penalty. Carson comes. Aguero's shot. Inches wide.
It's offside. Offside anyway. Just went a little bit too early. I think he knew it was offside. We were right behind him, but it's a lovely pass, and it was a good move as well. It was started by Garcia in the central area, but the difference in Manchester City really since the arrival of Silva has been rather striking really. Caused a little bit of concern if I was funny really.
Earlier it finished Sheffield United 2, Charlton 0, and Hull 3, Sunderland 0. Sheffield United and Hull will meet in one semi-final, and Arsenal will play the winners of this game in the other. Carson from the resultant free kick, helped on by Perth to Fortuné. Fortuné was turning in left foot shirt, spotted by the assistant, and it's a free kick to Manchester City, and Fortuné's got nothing to motivate.
Well, he's 6 for 1.5 a dozen of the other there really.
Quarter of an hour to go. Tillman just taps the free kick to his left to Nasri, and on to Clichy. Clichy up to the halfway line. He just crosses it now. Feature to Aguero, looking back, flick by Aguero to Silva. To Aguero once more. Boyce runs after him. Everybody stands up on his near side. Hoping to get a view of the game. Aguero thinks he can beat Boyce. He can't quite. Plays it back to Clichy. Crossed into the penalty area, and Ramos with the clearance on the half volley out of play for a goal.
Yes, there's nobody in there really. I thought that Manchester City might have had more players in the box. They have now.
606 follows 0500 99693. Here's Nasri. Can't find Richards, but it's back with Nasri, and then he's tackled by Gomez, and Gomez heads the ball carefully to Espinoza. Back towards MacArthur. MacArthur, hard ball, streets every Manchester City fans inside the area. Milner's foot was very high there, and that certainly is a free kick.
Yeah, he's in trouble down there. The referee spotted it. He's given the free kick.
No yellow card.
No yellow card, no. It's right on the other side of the ground from us. It's a difficult one really to tell. I don't think there was any intent.
No, he's right. He was genuinely trying to win the ball.
That's the end of it.
Anyway, Espinoza's okay. And it's a free kick taken by Barney to Espinoza. On the opportunity, he flicks the ball to McLean, who again is offside. That's careless.
It is careless because he's out on the left wing now, and he could see right across the back line of Manchester City, and he shouldn't go offside there. It's a little bit of touch on.
Manchester City are 3 games behind Chelsea, I think, in the Barclays Premier League. So they've got those fixtures to fit in. They don't need a replay. But with 13 minutes to go, Jimmy, they want to replay, they prefer to get the alternative.
Yeah, they would.
All night. Nasri, De Clichy, Pellegrini points. Clichy played the ball off a Wigan player and he goes out for a throw-in. Milner was put. I didn't see that, but
No, now that you know.
Aguero loses possession. Silva wins it back into the penalty area. Back to Dzeko. Dzeko tries to tee up Aguero. Darts onto Richards. Angle was too deep for Richards. Richards tries to cross, hit the defender, rebounds for a throw-in.
Yes, Kearney did well. He got like Richards. He's playing really on the edge of Wigan's penalty area now. He's pulling forward down that right hand side
anymore.
Well, fortunately he's up there on his own for Wigan.
Throw for City. Goes back to Garcia. And that was played awkwardly to Lesko. Lesko controlled it. Now, Clichy into Nasri. Pressure from Manchester City. Nasri being forced to feed it to the left side to Clichy once more. 12 minutes left for play. Manchester City 1, Wigan 2. Nasri, De Silva, who's made quite a change since he came on, as we knew he would do. Nasri, De Clichy, on De Silva. Left side, offside.
Yeah, just went a little bit too early. It's more progressive than football though altogether for Manchester City. They've got the goal, which gives them that little bit of incentive as much as anything else. But the other thing which really matters is the support of the front players, which is to improve.
Very important 12 minutes ahead here at the Etihad Stadium, Jimmy. I mean, they got such a boost last Sunday, coming from behind to win their first trophy of the season. We all think they're capable of going on to win this FA Cup or to win the Barclays Premier League, but if they lose here at Wigan, if they go out to Barcelona in the Champions League, and then they've got to play catch-up with Chelsea and Liverpool in the league table, could be difficult times ahead for Manchester City. Clichy glides the ball in the direction of Aguero, headed away well by Ramos, and Perch speeds it over the halfway line, headed down by Leicester. That's a half ball, certainly by Gomez. Ironic applause from City fans to the referee. Anthony said they don't think he's been especially fair to them. I think he's been fine. Free kick taken quickly. De Silva on to Dzeko, angles a kid. Dzeko into the penalty, slashes a shot goalwards. I don't know who it hit, whether it was Carson, but it's cleared, partially cleared. Nasri picks it up. Nasri, 20 yards from goal, plays it to the left to Clichy. Clichy's cross very deep towards the far post, towards Aguero, headed behind by Credit for the corner.
Yes, I think the first one, it struck a Wigan player, I don't know who it was. There's just 3 or 4 shirts together there, black shirts together. Corner kick to Manchester City. 10 minutes of normal time remaining. Corner to City, taken by Milner. Deep, looking for Richards. Too high for Richards. Nasri rushes to the near side to keep it in play. Turns it onto his right foot. Crosses it in there again. Headed away before Demichelis can head it. Milner from the far side. Onto his left foot. Back to Silva. Milner again in the penalty. Low pocket. Dzeko misses. For what? 4 yards. Over the crossbar. It's a corner. Must have taken a deflection. Should have forced it home. It's lovely pass. Silva, Milner, across the 6-yard box, and somehow it got over the bar.
Boyce. Off Boyce. Corner by Milner. Into the penalty area. Definitely a push on Garcia. Espinosa smashes the clearance away to the far side of the field. They're very close to 2-2.
Well, that was a real chance, I thought, really. I thought Dzeko should have forced the ball over. Wigan need to get out, really. Jimmy Ross has been shouting to them to don't get too deep.
Heck of a good cut side. Lescott, he's abandoning defence as well now. Plays it into Aguero. Aguero with Lescott available. Aguero checks off one. Shoots. Saved by Carson. Follow up by Silva was wide. He couldn't get the angle. And it's tried to play the near side of the field.
Yeah, good clearance. Thomas did well for Wigan there. I thought just for a second he was going to drop for Dzeko to score, but he didn't.
Nasri with a throw in. Back to Garcia. Garcia assuming a hero stature in that Wigan goal at the moment. How many minutes to go? 8.5. Still the pressure on Wigan. Barnett with the clearance. High towards Fortuny. Fortuny heads it on and rushes after it, trying to cause problems for Clichy. But Clichy had a couple of yards start. Feeds the ball back to Tillerman. Out to Clichy once more.
Doesn't work out for Fortuny up there on his own in this second half. He's running around. He'll be feeling it a little bit now.
Garcia to Nasri. Lescott's at left back at the moment. is Silva once more. Aguero inside. So to his Nasri. Where is Clichy?
He's just holding on here at the back.
Oh, there he is. And he's coming into the move now, Clichy. On to Dzeko. Left side. Moving infield, Dzeko. Trying to beat Boyce. Almost beat it. Boyce got in a half challenge to stop the progress. The ball's back with Nasri for City. To Silva. 7.5 minutes to go. Dzeko in the penalty here. Goes it back. Milner with a shot. Hits a defender. Rebounds. And again is cleared by Wigan out of play for a throw-in.
Lovely pass again. Set it all up there. From Silva to Dzeko. Can Wigan withstand this pressure?
It's Silva for Manchester City. Overwhelmingly dominant now, City. Nasri takes it out. Big force to run wide by the combination of McLean and Craner. Then he's tackled and loses the ball. McLean slips it forward to Espinosa. Espinosa brought down there. Surely no, referee says no foul tackle. Play continues. And the cross is swung in for Dzeko. Dzeko hits it wide. Inches wide.
Well, really, I think Wigan were expecting a free kick. They didn't get it. The ball came over, and in the end, Dzeko, I thought that was a pretty good chance there. About 7 yards out, header. He tried to steer the ball into the left-hand post. Just gone past. Obviously, they've had about 3 or 4 chances, Manchester City, in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, they should be level by now. They really should be. Scott Carson taking his time over the goal kick. Nobody's blaming him. He slips as he hits it right-footed over the halfway line. And it back by Garcia. Dzeko pushed MacArthur. That was certainly a foul. The ball's back with Carson. And Carson slices the player. Oh, no. Dzeko just put his arms on the referee. That should lead to him being booked, at the very least. What's going on? Anthony Taylor, get a grip on this. Dzeko's coming to the near side. What's he got? Has he got some blood in his face?
Must have. Yeah, I think that's what he's done as a referee, I think.
He's going to get booked, that's for sure. You can't put your arms on the referee. Yep, he's been booked. Anthony Taylor's been booked, but I don't see what he's got wrong there. How many minutes?
Now,
5 and a bit.
5 and a bit.
Plus at least 3 or 4 for added time. We've had 6 substitutions in the second half, Jimmy.
Yep. Yeah, so it'll be 3 or 4 minutes on top of that.
Dzeko's being patched up. Falls on MacArthur. To Gomez. On to Fortuny. Takes it on his chest. Brings it down to his right foot. And then Gomez rushed the pass forward. I think he felt MacArthur was going to keep going forward. He didn't. He'd stop. Dzeko's still off receiving treatment. So there's only 10 men at the moment. Manchester City. However it came about, clearly there's blood involved. So something hit him. Milner on the far side. On towards Richards. Richards going forward. Barnett makes the challenge. He takes the ball off Richards and it's behind for the goal kick. And we can see that Jimmy 80 yards and Richards puts his hands on his head and said the referee's got it.
Yeah, it's frustration as much as anything else. You know, they've had so much of the ball. I would say really since the goal, I think Manchester City have had 80%, 85% of the ball. Wigan, it's really back to the wall for them now. There's been very little going towards Manchester City's goal.
Now Dzeko's got a head bandage, but I think he can see with his eyes just beneath that bandage. And he doesn't need to see the giant scoreboard on the far side of the field. He knows that his side trail 3-1 inside the final 5 minutes of regular time. Fortuny takes the ball deep into the City half. I think he was hoping to win a corner and try to play for a throw-in instead.
He's done well, Fortuny. He's been the target man up there. He's held on. He holds the ball. He did very well. He knew exactly what he was doing there. He's running down to the corner flag. He was looking for a corner. He's got to throw it out a bit for another minute. 6 away.
The draw for the semi-finals mean that Hull will play Sheffield United. They were the victors in the earlier games this Sunday afternoon. Who will Arsenal play in the other semi-final? Will it be Manchester City or will it be Wigan who lead 2-1 with minutes to go here at the Etihad Stadium and they've got a free kick?
Yes, Silva pulled down Gomez there as he was going to the byline. They protested against it. The linesman was no more than 5 yards away. So consequently, now then Manchester City all here.
Gomez left foot, drills the ball in. Van Tilleman catches it quite easily. Rosberg very frustrated in the delivery of Gomez there. It's head upfield. Aguero chases after it. 2 Wigan defenders back. What is it for? Is that a foot on Aguero? No, it's not.
Definitely not. Referee's absolutely
In
right.
fact, the thinking goes the other way for a foul by Aguero.
Definitely, the referee was right. There's nothing there. Aguero went down because he wasn't going to get the ball. And so consequently, the crowd got a bit frustrated about it. But this shows really how simple goals can come when you got something like Aguero chasing after it. It was a boot out by the goalkeeper, route one. Wigan did well. I think at the back there, Ramis, I think he's been absolutely terrific for Wigan.
3 minutes to go. Wigan lead 2-1. Carson takes the free kick. High towards the right side. Lescott takes it down. Fed forward by Garcia. Checo's head directed, as he hoped, towards the sky blue shirt. It wasn't. It's the black shirt of Wigan, but then it's given away by Gomez. Milner from Manchester City. Richards rushing forward to his right. Milner goes to the right side. He's tackled, the ball squirts out of play for a throw into Manchester City.
Yeah, so we've got two lines at four almost at times. Wigan now, four across the midfield, certainly.
Here's Nasri, scorer of the City goal that's brought them hope. They're still one goal away from a replay, Manchester City. And I reckon, as well as the 2 minutes of the regular 90, we must have at least 3 to 4 minutes of added time.
Yeah, so there's been one or two subs as well.
Well, strictly speaking, we've had 6 substitutions, and there should be 30 seconds for each of them.
Not three came together, did they?
Still takes time to.
500 buses.
Here's Checo, down the left side. Checo, midway inside the Wigan half, cutting infield. But Boyce persistent with his challenges. Foul challenge, surely. Checo keeps his footing, and then I thought he'd lost the ball there, but it broke to Nasri. Now it's with Clichy. On to Milner, left side. Milner crosses right-footed, headed away by Ramis. Headed back by Manchester City's Garcia, but behind for a goal kick, and we're inside the 90th minute.
Yeah, well, Wigan won't be chasing after the ball here. They'll take the time over this goal kick. By my watch, there's a minute left of the 90. So Wigan have got a real opportunity here now. You'll know because there's a big clock here. For those who don't know, it's at the Etihad. You can see the time up there.
I think they played really well, Wigan. I mean, obviously, City have created chances over the last 15, 20 minutes, and they should be at least level, but they're not. And Wigan had a fantastic first half, and they've held on.
Well, they stung Manchester City with that goal just after half-time as well. They got the break, it was a penalty kick, and then they got the goal just after half-time, what I thought was poor defending by Manchester City, to be honest. Anyway, City have got back in, but they just can't push it over at the end.
Craney with a throw-in. It's deep inside the Manchester City half. The ball goes back to Craney and then goes out off Milner. No, it's not. It's off Craney. 5 minutes of added time. Never mind your 3 or your 4. 5 minutes of added time. Here's Gomez. Into Fortuny. Fortuny into the penalty. Fortuny shoots. Blocked by Pantilimon behind for corner.
It could have been 3-1 easily. That was a lovely ball through. And really, Fortuna might have done better. It's Jody Gomez who just slipped him through between Manchester's defenders, and in the end, City has to settle for the corner kick. Wigan have got a corner.
If they hang on here, Wigan, I think it even succeeds what they did in the cup final last May.
That's right.
Corner's taken short to Fortuny, and he wants to keep it in the quadrant the far side of the field. The ball's in a place to throw to Manchester City. Thrown and quickly head upfield by Clichy. Silva was pushed to the back by Craney. The ball all the way back towards Clichy. Clichy on to Demichelis. 4 minutes of added time remaining. Manchester City 1, Wigan 32. Demichelis, who's at fault in terms of the penalty for his stupid challenge of Fortuny. He's up front now, look. Richards is up front. Actually, everybody's up front for Manchester City. If they just leave Fortuny upfield, Wigan, and they get the ball to him, they might even score a third goal themselves. But City search for a second. Clichy crosses from the left. It's over Hicks. And Milner chases away to the far side of the field. Keeps for the play, then he's tackled by McLean, and it's out for a throw into Manchester City.
Yeah, just slightly over it by Clichy there. Otherwise, City could have been in with a bit of a chance.
Ball given away by Manchester City. But Espinosa rationed his challenge on Garcia, and it's a free kick to Manchester City.
I think he's pure fatigue, that, I must be honest, some of the players. It's been a terrific pace this game. I think it's going to be a free kick to Manchester City. We're running out of time now. About 3 minutes left.
As a neutral, I'm greedy. I wouldn't mind a replay with these two. I really wouldn't mind it. 3 minutes of added time to go. Wigan maintain their 2-1 advantage. The free kick's too far out for a shot.
If they roster, he's in Manchester City.
Yes, he is. He might be one day, you know. Free kick tapped short to Silva. Silva with a deep cross looking for Garcia. Overhead behind it goes for the goal kick.
That's right. It's a good free kick. I thought it was planned actually. I thought he was just a little bit late on the run. It's Garcia who chased after it. It's just a bit late. I thought he should have gone a little bit earlier. But anyway, Wigan have got a real chance here now to cause a real upset.
Well, can you imagine the emotions in the body of F.A Rossler at the moment? His beloved Manchester City, yet here he is, manager of Wigan Athletic, who might be jumping the favourites out of the F.A Cup. Wigan heading for a second successive semi-final. Clichy takes a throw-in. Back to Dimichelis. 2 minutes of added time remaining. Forward it goes towards Dzeko. Good header away by Ramos. He's been outstanding. Perch tries to clear. He knew it was trying to hit, and Nazarian is out of play for a throw into Wigan.
Ramos, you know what he did? He saw the threat of Negredo off, and now he's seeing Dzeko off as well, really. He stood strong. Really strong today, when needed.
Boyce to take the throw in, eventually. 90 seconds of added time remaining at the Etihad Stadium. Many Manchester City fans have already left the ground. They take it all over. Clichy takes it forward towards Aguero, headed away. Dzeko's there, in towards Silva. Cleared by Barnett. And Clichy just managed to keep that ball in play. And MacArthur forward to Espinosa. McLean's away on the far side of the field, and it's straight forward towards the Irishman. Dimichelis is back with him, lunges in on the challenge. McLean keeps his footing, doesn't go down. He just wants to keep the ball deep inside the Manchester City half. Dimichelis hacking at the ball, hacking at the flare, wins the ball. City bring it clear, and they smash it off field. Aguero gives an offside position. Didn't challenge for the ball, but the header went straight to the Argentine. Aguero on the far side. 40 seconds remaining. Aguero trying to get into the penalty area. It's cleared by Barnett into the crowd.
Well, it's seconds now, really seconds. Manchester City piling under pressure. McLean should have done better, I thought, when the ball came to him on that left-hand side.
Here's Milner on the Silva. Silva pulls the cross back, hits a defender, rebounds to the corner. Last chance for Manchester City. They tries a replay. They're all in. Everybody's coming up. Even the huge 6'7" Pantilima into the penalty area. Milner's corner. Deep looking for the goalkeeper, and not surprisingly, he doesn't ride well in here. He stays upfield as the clears went straight to Nasri. Nasri crosses it. Pantiliman's there. Ball's inside the penalty area. Cleared once more by Wigan. Final whistle from Anthony Taylor. Celebrations are Wigan. And you know something, F.A Rossler hardly shows any emotion. He shook the hand of Manuel Pellegrini, and then modestly he went straight to the tunnel. You wouldn't believe the reaction of the Wigan fans, thousands of them, away to our right. They cannot believe it. They thought they were in dreamland last May in the F.A Cup final. Here they are again, beating Manchester City on their own turf. It's a wonderful victory for Wigan Athletic.
I must be honest, I was listening to the radio the other day, and there was doing a Wigan supporter on, somebody from the Wigan Supporters Club. And it's what's your ambition this year? Not much, it's just get promotion and retain the FA Cup. Well, they've moved a step closer towards it today, haven't they? I mean, and what they did, Alan, I thought they stung Manchester City with the setup to start with. Those three central defenders and the two wing backs, they did the job when they had to do. They got the penalty, Gomez took it away, and I thought in the first half Wigan were the more composed side. Wigan put the pressure on when Silva and the real troops came out in the second half, but a lot of it was frustrating. And when they got the goal through Nasri, I thought, well, they might get back in. But Wigan always had another trick up the sleeve, and they got at that second goal just after the break. Rank bad defending, in my opinion, from Manchester City.
There'll be no domestic trouble for Manchester City this season, and Wigan Athletic might yet retain the FA Cup. Final score, Manchester City 1, Wigan Athletic 2.